Hi everyone, I'm Grattles, and welcome to the Best Start series in Satisfactory. Today we're on episode 9, and this is what we did to get some plastic and some rubber. So let me go ahead and show you. I set up 3 biomass burners, and that was able to take care of the extractor as well as the refinery, and we have some storage options here too. So let's go ahead. So over here's the extractor, and let's get out of photo mode. Here we go. This is extracting our oil, and it takes 40 megawatts. Over here we have the pipe coming into the refinery. We have it selected to do the rubber. We already did the plastic. I already did the plastic. So we have it on rubber. It makes heavy residue and rubber. Coming out of here into here for the rubber and the plastic, and then over here is our heavy residue, and when it gets full we just flush it out. So we have made enough. Oh, by the way, this takes 30 megawatts of power. So these two, between the 3 of these three we're taking, here we go, they do 30, so we got 90, 70, we're good. So we are pretty much done with collecting the plastic and the rubber that we need to open up the petroleum power. So we're going to go ahead, submit that, and we're going to set up some oil. And it's going to be quite big. This is a pure node over here, and we have pretty much what it takes to do it. We only have Mark 1 pipes, but that's all right. We'll be able to upgrade those eventually. But we'll set it up to do what we need. So let's grab the rubber, the plastic, and head over to the hub. I'm just going to leave this set up. We can have extra rubber. It's fine. So I'll be right back. One little note I did want to add was, let me open my map and show you where I am. So here's where our hub is, and here's where the oil is. I went north. There is some places down here to the southwest, but I decided to go with the north. There's actually 2 pure nodes. There's one here and there's one over there, but there's also more oil that isn't pure. I think some is normal, some is impure. So we're going to go with the 2 pure for now. All right, we're ready to submit our motors, our encased beams, the rubber, and the plastic. And we now have that open. Excellent. So the only thing left is fluid packaging. We could do that when it comes back, and then we'll be able to move on to tier 6. Not too bad. I was talking about this. This is the Mark II. We can actually do that eventually once we get our oil. All right, so now that we have our power unlocked, we have a bit of a checklist we need to go through. So I just selected this fluid packaging. We're not going to be doing it right this second, but so now in order to get our power up and running, we're going to need refineries, you're going to need that extractor, and you're going to need the fuel powered generator. So now all of these take different things. Now this takes quite a bit of rubber, so you do want to keep that setup running and making you rubber, and you might have to wait a little bit. I mean, each of these take 50 rubber. Another thing you're going to want to look into is you need to run your power over there, because you're going to need to jump start that all when you get it set up. And let's see. So you can actually set up a little checklist of what you need. Here we need quite a bit of motors. So we're going to need motors. We need motors. And for this, we need motors. So you're going to need a lot of motors. So make sure you have quite a few on hand. You need Caterium, and you need the encased beams, and you need copper sheets, a lot of copper sheets to run your pipes. So let's go into logistics. All this takes copper sheets. And yeah, so make sure you have all the stuff you need. If not, what you could also do is, so you might not have a lot of room. If you already have this started, you can at least put some extra stuff into your depot here just by pulling it in. Like here, I could pull some of the motors in, because you don't need the dimensional depot on it to upload some of these things already. So I'm going to put some extras in here, then I'll grab more to keep in here. So I'll have plenty of motors on hand. So yeah, that's just a note. And then we'll head over and start setting up some power. All right, so over here, I'm going to set up some of these refineries, and we're going to keep them off the back here. So we want some room to run them. Let's come up about, let's press H. We'll come up one more, I think. There we go. Right there should be good. We could do one right next to it, I think. There we go. And we're going to set up 8 of these. And I'm going to show you why we're only going to need 8. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I believe that is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Okay. In front of these, we're going to also set up another one. So only the 2 middle ones. We're going to just find the middle here. Where is it? We could come a little bit further away. Maybe about there. Okay. So that's in front of number 4. And we'll do this one in front of here. There we go. All right. I'm going to set these, every other one, to rubber. And the other ones to plastic. All right. These two, I'm going to set to residual fuel. Residual fuel. All right. So now let's go into here. These are going to accept 30 per minute crude oil and put out 20 heavy residue. This is going to put, again, 30. It's going to intake, and 10. So it's 20 and 10. So 8 of these times 3 is 240. That is what our extractor is producing. And because this puts out 20 and this puts out 10, that's going to be 30 and that's going to be 60. And that's precisely what this is going to need for the heavy residue, 60. So these 4 will produce the 60 heavy residue for this to make the fuel, and these 4 will do it for this one. So if you did the 300, you would have 2 extra making extra heavy residue, and it won't be as efficient, and you'll have extra heavy residue, and it might back up the machines a little bit. So this is just the way to set it up, in my opinion, until we get Mark II pipes. When we get Mark II pipes, we'll have 600, and then we'll be able to add more machines. But for now, this is the best way. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to set this up, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to get rid of the plastic and the rubber and set them up over to here into storage containers and what to do with it. All right, now that we got all our piping together, let's go ahead and go into our lifts. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and put on our mergers. So now we have to connect these all up. Alright, now that we have all of this merging into one, we're going to go ahead and set up some storage containers. So let's come over to here. And we'll go ahead into organization. And I think what we're going to do is grab probably 4 of these. So we'll have some good storage set up for this. Alright, next I'm going to go ahead, and this is going to be split into 2. So we're going to do plastic and rubber. So let's go ahead and do that. Next, I'm going to take a lift, put it around here, I want this to match up right about, guess there. And we're going to get a smart splitter. So now I opened up smart splitters with my MAM. You can too. It's just, I think AI limiters. I'm gonna set up a sink right over here. And then we're going to set this up. Let's grab a belt. We could do that, but I think we'll do better with something like this. So it just goes straight across. There we go. It goes up a little bit. It's fine. So anyway, we got to set up this smart splitter. So I'm going to stand behind it. I'm going to try to stand behind it. Let's go on the other side. Let's go up here. And let's click E. So I want the left output to be plastic. I want this one to be rubber. And the inside one going straight across, as you, well, let's see center output, that's going to be any overflow. We don't have a train system just yet, so we need that in order to get rid of the extra so it doesn't get backed up. So next, let's go ahead and grab a lift, put it to the ground here. I'm going to take this, I'm going to press R because I want it straight. We're just going to come around this way and go into there. So we have our storage set up. The smart splitter is going to split up our plastic and our rubber. And wow, I'm going to fall into the water apparently. As always. That's pretty normal. And any overflow is going to go into here. All right, next I'm just going to make sure that each one of these is filled up with the oil, because sometimes it doesn't connect properly and it'll show no oil in there. So I'm just going to make sure by going down the line that each one has oil going to it. Okay, and the last one here. Perfect. All right, now we can power this up. So I have a power pole here. I'm going to connect a line from here down to the end here. Let's go right there. Let's hook up these 4. And then I'm just going to run this power right to there. Let's go hook up the other 4. That did not work. There we go. And then let's get this hooked up to power. I'm going to run this to here because we're going to need that for that. I'm going to set up another one in between for our power. And then we'll run this back to here. And then across to there. I think what we're going to do is disconnect this from here. And hook up our power right to this one. There we go. So everybody's green. So that means that we're starting to produce our heavy residue. There we go. And there's our plastic and our rubber going out. Let's make sure it is splitting correctly. We are getting everything in there. And nothing should be going to overflow. So we should be good. All right, next let's set up our power. So the heavy residue will start coming into here and making fuel. So let's go ahead and get this hooked up to power. We could put this right in between the two. And connect that down to that line there. And yep, everything's coming into this. So now the output of this is going to be 40 per minute. Let's go ahead and open up a fuel powered generator. So let's go ahead into here. Just gonna put one down, let's say on the end here. I'm gonna press H. Let's bring it off the back there. Let's come over to this side. That is on the edge. That's perfect. There we go. All right. So this, let's see how much fuel this is going to take. Let's go over. I believe each one of these takes 20. I'm not positive, but let's go ahead and set up 2. Let's go over to here. We're going to grab a pipe. We're going to come from there. We're going to come over to this way. Let's see. I want to see where we are. That goes into there. Let's press E. Set that up. Set that up. And let's see what we get. So yes, it's 20 per minute. And we are producing 40. So let's go ahead and set up 2 more. All right, so let's get these hooked up to power. All right, and there we have it. So we're setting up 4 of these, and we're gaining how many? 1,000. Let's go ahead and hook this up to our regular power grid. So we'll come down by here. And then we could hook it up to there. And let's see what we got. There we go. We got the extra 1,000 from our fuel. So now we are making plastic, rubber, and we also gained 1,000 watts of power. So again, eventually we'll be able to add to this and we'll be able to overclock this quite a bit. But with these Mark 1 pipes, we can only run 300 per minute through them. So we got 240. We're pretty happy with that. So yeah, that's how we're going to set up our power. We're going to get this plastic and rubber trained in on our next episode by Jemson. He's going to come in and help me on my city. and help me run some trains through here. So I'm going to have to set up some platforms to figure out exactly where I want my train to go. And it's probably going to be up in the air, maybe. It's going to have to pick up from here where this storage container is. And yeah, I think we're going to go through that little gap right there and maybe come through in there. I think we're going to do a loop. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, if you like my content and you want to see more, please like, subscribe, comment, share, and do all those good things. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.